Good morning and welcome to our Teen Sunday School class. As you can see, I have several different things opened on the table this morning, but it's because I want to look at some stuff. We're going to be talking about the different miracles of Jesus, and of course we're going to be looking in the four Gospels. And as I was looking at the miracles and stuff last night, I noticed that some of the miracles are not in the Gospel, like one of the Gospels. Or you have one that's in two of them, but they're not in the other ones. And, but there's only one miracle that Jesus did that's in all four of the Gospels. Does anybody know what that is?
The gifts.
It's recorded in all four of the Gospels.
It was. That. No, I don't.
All four. Is it a big one?
Zacchaeus? No.
It's one that is talked about a lot.
Oh, feeding the 5,000.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. That is the only miracle that is recorded in all four of the Gospels. And then there's one, Jesus' first miracle. It's only recorded in what book?
Luke. No, Mark.
Matthew. No.
I have to look that up.
There's only four, so we're going to get a residence. Somebody gets on.
It's
John.
Luke. I believe it's Luke.
Who said Luke? I think it was Luke.
Yeah. Well, let me see. See, that's why I was trying to find the other one, because this one is, the way this one is set up is weird. First miracle of healing. Raising the dead.
Oh boy.
What did I say? Oh.
It sounded like you were going to say exorcism.
It's exercising. But exorcism. How do you say?
Miracles or
It's in the devil. Yes.
Yeah. Jesus going to the gym.
Stop, dude. Where is
No, you
it?
were thinking exercising. Oh.
Yeah. Well, no, it just sounded like exorcism. And
Oh,
was just
I take it back. It's John.
Oh.
It's John.
Yeah,
It's in John. And that miracle is only recorded in John. There's not any other. Can you tell me why though? Why possibly was it recorded? Why do you think it was recorded in John but not in any of the other ones?
Because John probably was like, oh, that's his first miracle, and wrote it down.
Do you think it was there? Because it was at a feast.
I think all this is happened for that, weren't they? Or like the guys who followed
Let's
him.
look it up.
No,
I thought the
the
guys
disciples didn't go.
So that's what I'm trying to say.
Remember those little
Girl, this is not my Bible. I'm about to look in this. It's John 2. Is it? John chapter 2,
Yes.
1 through 11.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. They were there. My
I
bad.
thought so.
Yeah, but I
I was
think the
thinking
only
of
one
the
that was
place
paying
where he
attention
said-
to it though was because you know John, he was with Jesus.
Yeah.
Like he was like right there with him.
Well, but like, he didn't, well, I guess he didn't need to do any miracles to have disciples.
Sorry, I was thinking of this.
Oh, no, that's a different, that's the other.
Yeah, that was a completely different
Oh,
place.
okay.
So,
So that is the only one that is.
John was the only one who recorded
Yes,
that?
John is the only one that has recorded that Jesus' first miracle,
Oh, okay.
where the water was turned into
Yeah,
wine.
because John was more observant of Jesus and the events surrounding him
Yes.
than a lot of the others.
Yes, and so
Especially this being his very first
miracle.
Even know more details.
yes, and it 11 verses of it.
Right.
And so that was one of the first ones. Now that we've like gotten into it, when you say miracle, what do you think of? Like, what do you define miracle as?
I was about to use the word miraculous to describe it. Because I totally forgot that miracle and
Yeah.
I would say a miracle is something that you know the Lord did for you. That you can't explain away as some other circumstance. Like, there is no doubt in your mind that that's a miracle.
Right.
I just use the word miracle to describe it, but like, there's no doubt in your mind that that is a divine event that the Lord caused to happen in your life.
Yes. What about you, Bill?
What is it?
What do you think a miracle is defined as?
Yes.
Something that's physically impossible to expectation.
Yes.
So something that no human could accomplish.
Yes. Well, that's what my definition I have here. So I wanted to look in, which one is this?
That's a dictionary.
No, which one though? It's like a New World Dictionary of American Language, second college edition.
The one's colored edition.
Yes. And so this one says miracle, and gives you different how you say it, and miraculum. It says wonderful. Oh, to wonder at, wait, hold on. A strange thing. To wonder at, surprise. No, to, what? I can't get this.
That's a verb form.
To wonder at, surprise.
Wonderful.
Okay, so here it is. An event or action that apparently contradicts known scientific laws and is hence thought to be due to supernatural causes, especially to an act of God. A remarkable event or thing, marvel. A wonderful example, a miracle of tact, same as miracle prayer. Any concept that you want to religious strong anyway, so
so an event that has to be supernatural because no human could
accomplish it. So we say. Okay, so no earthly human. Yes, let's say that. And we have we can think of a lot of miracles that have happened, not just in the four Gospels. In the New Testament, you go all the way back to the Old Testament. For instance, Elijah and Elisha, all the miracles and stuff that they did. And Elisha did double of what Elijah had done. And when you think about, before Elisha, when Elisha was dead, really, and they were going to take his body, can't remember exactly. I think it was
there were some soldiers that had died in a war or whatever,
yes.
and they threw the dead soldier on down into like a grave, and it was Elisha's grave,
and that was his last.
Can you imagine if he counted though and was like about to die, and he's like one short? Mm-hmm. Well, I don't know if he counted Elijah. I guess.
Well, his was double, so it was gonna be.
Right. So I wonder if he's counting them, and it's like I got to do one more miracle before I die, and it doesn't, and just dies.
And then that
no
was
idea.
his,
yeah.
And then his miracle was. But what if, like, with that miracle though, you had people that be like, remember Elisha talk about him having a double portion of what Elijah had, but he didn't finish it, and then that man dies, and he goes, I was dead, and they threw me on the bones of Elisha, and there it goes right there. There's his last miracle of his double portion. Right? No, they better not. But
it sounds like something like they would start
yes.
using for money. It's just like pay 20 whatever they had rubles. No, they do shekels to.
That's a lot of money.
Well, yeah, you're getting your dead person raised back to life. I would pay a lot of money.
20 pounds.
But anyway, they have in looking at the miracles and stuff. Some of them put them in like little categories. You have the miracles of the raising of the dead, the miracles of exorcising the devil, the miracles of healing, which is a lot.
Yeah.
There's a lot of healing miracles. Miracles of supply, miracles of judgment, miracles of deliverance, and then miracles wrought not directly by him but to test his divinity. Okay, I see you.
Yeah, it sounds like an overly long title that didn't need to be there.
I should have just said
Miracles that
Miracles
didn't
that
need.
Jesus didn't do.
Yeah.
And unnecessary miracles
Well,
that
you gotta
were.
see how old the Bible is.
Bro, there's literally no
There's a
publication.
section of
No.
unnecessary
No.
miracles only needed for proof.
They don't
And
use numbers.
so we're gonna go through. We're gonna go
would
through
fall under that category. Like maybe
the guidance of the Magi by the Star of Bethlehem.
Oh, okay.
The signs of his baptism, his transfiguration, the answer to his prayer,
oh, I see.
the signs of his
Miracles
death.
that Jesus had nothing to do with.
Right,
That prove his
but
divinity.
prove who he is.
Okay, that makes more sense now. I just thought it was talking
The
about
signs of his
miracles that he
resurrection
didn't
and
need
his
to do,
ascension.
but did to prove who
Yes.
he was.
Well, yes. Oh, and so we're gonna go through different ones, and talk about them, and you're gonna find out that, as I said earlier, that there's gonna be one that's in one gospel, but not any other gospel, and we'll just study it and just look at all four of the gospels and look at how they worded it, or what detail they put in it, or what detail was not put in it. See who said it best. kind of stuff like that. And just looking at the different miracles that Jesus did, and some of them I'm like, wow. Just like scrolling through the ones, like for instance, the 10 lepers. That was a miracle in itself, because you were not allowed to even go near them at all, because it was something that it was contagious. And so that's why they put the lepers with the lepers. But Jesus, being who he was, and his Father, who knew that as soon as it was mentioned that somebody was about to get help.
Right.
There was something good was about to happen when he saw those 10 lepers. And we all know the story of the 10 lepers and everything. But we're gonna take it. Well, can't really take it apart a whole bunch because it's only recorded in Luke. See, that's what I'm saying. Some of them they're only recorded in
When they're
one.
running big miracles, then you would expect them to be in multiple ones.
In multiple ones,
But the nice thing about having
Again,
so
the
many.
Bible does say that if we wrote down every word that Jesus said,
Right.
there's
If
no
we were
way
down,
that
even like just the
so-
miracles Jesus did.
Okay, maybe part two.
there are probably hundreds or even thousands, like hundreds or thousands of miracles that Jesus did that weren't ever recorded.
Right.
Dead Sea Scrolls, but a lot of them.
But there's some that we're gonna look at that's only in one book, like talking about the 10 lepers. But then there's some that we're gonna look at that's in.
It's interesting that they didn't really cross a lot too, because then everybody has a different series of miracles that
Yeah.
they saw Jesus do, and I imagine that would reflect on their personality and which are which
And
are your
Luke-
top 10 miracles or whatever.
Luke probably has some of the others don't because he had research and
Right.
outside
Well,
perspectives outside.
That's what I'm
Well,
looking
who
at.
was the woman with the issue of
I
blood?
see a
Was
lot
that
of
Luke?
Luke on
Let me
that
see
page.
the.
Woman with the issue of
Hold
blood.
on, let me see if they can find it.
It
That
was
would be a
John.
healing. That would be a healing.
Yeah, I forgot what the Bible is.
The woman who had been 12 years afflicted with the issue of blood. That would be. No, it's in Mark and Luke.
Okay.
And it says Matthew.
The two, well, those are the two
Chapter
that weren't
6.
there either. They were the research
Mark
that-
and Luke, yeah. Mark chapter 5, 25, and then Luke chapter
the
8.
description. A woman who had been 12 years afflicted with an issue of blood.
That's what
Making sure-
I promise you. That's
Yeah,
what it says.
making sure that you didn't know some other woman with an issue of blood that isn't mentioned in the
Or like
Bible.
the
I think they had an
man
issue
who had
of
been
blood.
afflicted 38 years. Like, they're very detailed here.
38,
But-
not anymore, not anymore.
No, not at all. But looking at them, there's a lot of these miracles in Luke. I mean, a lot of them. Well, except for...
Yeah, I'm seeing a lot of Luke.
It's a lot of... Yeah.
Wait, when was his first miracle recorded was only in John, right?
Yes, the water into wine.
I was wondering about the... Well, no, he probably did other ones before that. But like when Jesus preached to the people, and then he went away, or however it was, where he went away from them when they were going to stone him for saying the truth. Yeah, him passing through the midst of them, that's technically a miracle, I would say, because they're going to stone him. They're not going to let him pass through the midst of them.
No. Well, this one, it was just talking about the miracles that were recorded. Like,
yeah. Directly.
Not that wasn't recorded.
Right,
but you
that
know what I mean?
wouldn't
Like,
even, yeah. I was going to say
there's a difference between what people see as miracles,
and then
miraculous circumstances.
Well, and I'm wondering, did he do miracles before the water into wine thing? Because that was the first recorded miracle by John. So that was the first recorded miracle with his disciples. Yeah. You know,
well,
so he could have done miracles before that.
But if it wasn't his first miracle, then why would he be hesitant to do it in the first? Because he said it wasn't his time.
He said it wasn't my time.
Well, it could be like, well, I mean, he could have done miracles for the family. I mean,
yeah.
But Jesus said unto her, woman, what have I to do with you? Mine hour is not yet come.
I mean, how many kids do they have? Joseph probably needed some water in the wine occasionally. 5. I said if they have like 5 kids, Joseph probably needed some water in the wine occasionally.
Oh my goodness.
But yeah, I don't know. It could be just, well, I don't know. When he said it's not his time, but it could be publicly revealed.
Yeah, public miracles. Like, mine hour is not yet come.
Yeah.
When was the start of his ministry too? There was something, like, I don't think it was that. Wasn't there something else that really started his ministry, or was that it? I thought there was something else that he did that really was a big...
Well,
it was probably John, actually.
Disciples.
Well, John, it was probably going to John the Baptist and being baptized was probably the big...
Yeah, well, that was the big start of his...
Right, so I wonder if he was waiting until that.
That was the start of his ministry. Even if it wasn't miracles that he did.
Right.
I guess that the dove would be considered a miracle that wasn't...
Yeah.
That
well, and that's what I'm wondering, is that when he said that's what the time he was mentioning, you know, when his time had not yet come? I'm wondering if that's the start when he was going to start doing miracles. And then God...
Well, was that before he turned the water into wine?
Yeah, well, actually...
I think it was...
I thought it was after.
It is after. John the Baptist and Jesus.
Yeah.
It was after he turned the water into wine.
Now it makes sense to it right after.
Oh.
Yeah.
I thought he just said his hour was not yet come, so he felt it wasn't like the right time yet. But it really wasn't
His
the right
baptism.
time.
Well, and that's what I'm thinking.
Well, yeah, his baptism was after.
He probably prayed in like a second and was just like, hey, God, is it okay if I do this? You say we really appreciate this. And it's not as public as you would think because, I mean, the leader of the feast was just like, hey, look at all this good wine.
Like,
you know?
yeah,
well, like,
good.
So, this Bible has it, like, in the little
Yeah, you said
things.
11 o'clock.
And so, John chapter 2, not 1 John. John chapter 2 starts out with Jesus turns water into wine. After that, Jesus goes to the temple and throws out the money changers.
He's like, well, you know, if I'm working, you know, might as well just do everything.
Well,
today.
and then that's when he goes to Nicodemus and talk about him being talk about salvation.
Right.
Yes.
About being born again, and then they're talking about
verse 22 and 23.
Yeah, 22 and 23 is John the Baptist and Jesus, and this is after the water that was turned into wine.
Yeah, so I don't know. That could have been the time that he wanted. It's after, you know, this is my beloved son in whom I am well pleased, and all of a sudden he starts.
Well,
He
after
doesn't
that,
actually get baptized until later, though.
Oh, really?
yeah, this John is.
Oh, that's just the. Oh,
no,
yeah, that's
it.
That's
and
the,
John also was baptized in because there was John.
Right, that's the unloose the sandal thing, right? Where he's like, hey, this is the guy. That's like the fog entrance, you know, with like the smoke, and it's like, here's Jesus, and then he walks in.
No, he's not even being baptized then.
Yeah, I never noticed this. And John also was baptizing because there was much water there, and they came and were baptized. For John was not yet cast into prison.
Yeah, I saw that.
Spoilers. What? I mean,
no,
not
it
that
reminds
anyone
you.
who's read the Bible through didn't know, but
Wait, where?
John was foreshadowing.
So where is it? So where is Jesus' baptism? Because after
I was
John,
just
after
trying to
that,
figure
After that, but where
Jesus
does
talks to a
John
Samaritan
say?
woman. Jesus heals a nobleman's son.
Yeah.
Jesus heals a lame man. Jesus feeds the 5,000.
Is it recorded in John?
Jesus walks on sea.
Oh
Jesus
no,
is bread
it's
of life.
not. That's not
Wait a
even
second.
it.
Wait, it's
Wait,
Let me
that's-
check.
that's
I
not
need to check
even it.
Luke.
Oh wait, no.
Luke will have more about it because he had those outward perspectives.
Yeah.
Where?
No, that wasn't even it. It's not even him baptizing or anything. But I'm wondering if they didn't say it, but that's when he was doing the, like where Jesus came down and he was like, is it he? And he was like, John was like, yeah, that's the guy. And then Jesus was
now you have to place you on look and see.
Yeah, I'm
because-
trying to find.
So let's go. Where are you, Matthew or Luke?
I checked John and Luke. I'm checking Luke right now.
Matthew.
I like it with chapter 3 of Luke. It tells like exactly what he was preaching to. It's not just like he was preaching in this area. It's like he was, and it's just like in the 15th year of the reign of Tiberius Caesar. It's like a bunch of books of research gone into that. It's like who were the high priests at the time, and then John started preaching.
Okay, let's see. There's a death of John the Baptist. In Matthew 14. Here was
Wait.
the sword and seed.
Luke doesn't record it either because 40 days in the wilderness is right after
yeah.
the entire genealogy thing.
Yeah, which right before that is the baptism in verse 21.
Yes.
So Luke does.
Yeah, Luke does mention it. Now, when all the people were baptized, it came to pass that Jesus also being baptized and praying, heaven was opened, and the Holy Ghost descended in a bodily shape like a dove upon him, and a voice came from heaven which said, my beloved Son, whom I love.
Okay.
Okay, so
And
does John record
well, I can tell
40
you,
days in the wilderness?
Mark records the death of John the Baptist.
Okay. It's funny to see how different things stuck out for different people.
Yeah.
Well, and I like
Like,
how
even if they were all
Luke,
there, you know?
Luke even has just like a like at the end of chapter 2, it's just it goes from Jesus being 12 to like until
Yeah.
it's like it's almost like the title like in between sequence in a movie, and Jesus increased in wisdom and stature and favor in God and man.
Yeah.
And like it's just like black screen and like
Yeah.
15 years later,
Yeah.
John the Baptist is coming in, and it's like now in the 15th year of the reign of blah blah.
John the
blah.
Baptist.
Yeah, it's like the Star Wars crawl. It's like now in the 15th year of the reign of
Well,
Tiberius Caesar.
When you think of the miracles, what is one miracle that, like when people say, oh, let's talk about Jesus' miracles. What is one miracle? Not, I mean, we know which ones, but what is one that sticks out to you the most when you think of all the miracles that Jesus did? What
Probably
is one?
the raising of Lazarus, in my opinion.
Okay.
It was such amazing foreshadowing. Like incredibly, with the whole, while also not being that as well with Jesus' death, because it was different in many ways. Well, I mean, because he raised people from the dead, but this was the first where it was in a tomb, 3 days dead. He was preparing people to say this is possible, rather than the disciples stole away the body. Which I don't think without that raising, I don't think anyone may have believed that he had actually risen from the dead. I think it might have, because everybody's like, well, he raised Lazarus after he was 3 days dead.
Yeah.
Because of the Jewish belief, they would say that once the body has been dead for 3 days and the spirit, would hang around the body until that time, then they would get, I think they would turn pale and all signs of life would be gone from them. And so after 3 days, that was the symbology behind the 3 days. Because without that, then it would just be, people could technically come to life, they believed at that point. And basically it was just Jesus saying, this is now impossible. It's like, what Elijah was doing with pouring the water onto the altars and having God light the sacrifice. He's just like, yeah, there's no way it's going to light now. and to the point where he poured so much water on there that it was practically like he needed an ark at that point.
Well, the rocks. These were just like little rocks that you just pick up. No, they were like big old boulders, and it was the 12 tribes of Israel.
Right, yeah.
And somebody was talking about the barrels of water that he used were huge.
They were huge.
You can't light a wet rock
At all. No.
and so. But I like that. What about you?
I don't know. Different ones stick out to me for different reasons.
Yeah,
like,
I think we could do a whole lesson on Lazarus' situation.
Oh,
It's
yeah.
so in depth.
I don't think there's like any specific ones that stick out the most.
Yeah.
But like, I always think of in Capernaum. Capernaum and the man sick of the palsy.
Oh, no, yeah.
That one always sticks out to me. Or the ones where Jesus heals people because of their faith.
Yes.
I like those.
Yes.
Those are, yeah.
What reminded me of that is the woman with the issue of blood.
Yeah.
When Sister Emily was talking Friday night, and how, with the crowd of people, she's probably doing the same thing. Everybody else is probably doing it too. But it was different with her because she was trying to get in there. She was desperate to get to Jesus.
Right.
And because of her just touching the hem of his garment, because she believed if I got to him, I am going to be healed. She was so determination, and she probably wasn't even feeling good that day. And she just got in there, and I'm like,
Jesus was nearby. And
yes.
she was
Right, I'm wondering.
Yeah.
Well, and I'm wondering, the hem of his garment is such an interesting phrase because it implies that she had to be near the ground.
Probably was.
She probably
So with the
because
issue of blood, she would
crowd,
have to, because like in a crowd, if you're on the ground, it's
easier to get
terrible.
past people's legs
yes,
Yeah.
than it is
an
to.
entire torso.
Yeah.
True, but it's also way easier to get stepped on.
Well,
I don't know if
and
anyone's.
at that
you know
point,
what?
I'm
She
sure
probably
she
didn't care.
Right, that's what I mean. Like, well,
But
she's gonna
getting
she's healed from the
stepped
issue
on,
of blood
getting
and now
stepped on
healed
by
from
15 people
Yeah.
versus having an issue of blood
like
for 12 more years.
she's
Right.
really, and that's the thing, when you get halfway there, you really have to get to Jesus, like half for the issue of blood and half for like the 20 people that just stepped on you.
Yeah.
I really need to be healed
It
from
didn't matter.
everything.
That's one of the ones that sticks
Because
out. to me,
otherwise
too.
she would have just patted him on the arm or something, and I
Do you
feel
think if she would have just patted him on the arm, you think she would have been healed? Because everybody was trying to touch him.
yeah.
But he said, the disciple said, well, everybody said, he said no. No. Somebody touched me. Not somebody bumped against me because they're trying to know.
Well, and that's
Like,
everybody was doing that. Yeah.
right, but this one was different. It was almost like
she was intentional.
yes, and it was almost like, how when you can feel somebody watching you?
Yes.
When you can feel somebody watching
Yes.
you, and you look and somebody's really watching you. Well, it's almost like that type of feeling when she touched him. It was something different about that.
It wasn't just a touch.
Yeah.
It was
Well,
the
and
intent
every
behind
other
the
it.
touch.
miracle,
Yes.
well, every other miracle basically that Jesus did was his intentional wanting to perform a miracle.
Mm-hmm.
So that thing with virtue going
It
out of
says
it, that wasn't a
something
new
about-
thing.
No.
He
It
just
says
was
something about her
expecting it.
sheer willpower
Yep.
and her desire
And her
to
faith.
have
And her faith.
Right.
Yes.
Every other time, Jesus was like, I'm going to heal this person, and they got
Mhm.
healed. The virtue going out of him, he probably felt that all the time. The difference was this time he wasn't, I think he was
wasn't in
expecting it.
Well, he was
But-
in control of it. Like he
Yeah.
could, he
Yeah.
didn't have to heal
Right.
her, but he wasn't the initiator
Yeah.
of this one.
Right.
Yeah. I think
and
those.
so that's why I think he noticed
That's
it more
another
than
one that
usual.
really sticks
Right.
Is
I was
that-
gonna say I think that's why those one of those would stick out more than him just going and just like the lady that came to him and was asking about her daughter, but he said they talk about eating the breadcrumbs from the table, and he was like no. Well, she was like no. She came to him and he said because of your faith.
Right.
Because of your
It's like,
faith.
I don't know.
Well,
like,
and
if
her-
yeah.
Jesus told
The
me no,
thing is,
Yeah, I was like,
if Jesus told me no, I'll be like, okay, Lord, your will before mine.
right,
But
Right.
it said something about her faith, and she's like, Lord, no, I want this.
right.
You
and
can give
it
me
says
this.
something that you can argue with Jesus on this. I mean, like that's. I don't know if that's faith or just being stubborn, but
Well, what about the?
because you wouldn't expect for Jesus to be wrong, or not wrong, but
Right, no.
like where he's saying I'm
Well,
not
no,
going to
I
heal
don't
you.
think. I think Jesus knew he knew that he was going to heal her, but he wanted to see if this woman wanted it badly enough.
Well, it's like I go now.
Well,
I'm sure he knew she did. He just wanted to see if she would have the willingness and the faith in him to press further.
Yeah.
Right.
And she did.
Yeah.
It's very,
Is that the only like recorded instance of somebody arguing with Jesus?
No,
other
the
than
woman.
Martha did.
Oh
kinda.
yeah. Well, the woman about the crumbs on underneath the table.
Yeah.
She did. She's like,
Right.
you know, but
And she was. It's funny because, like, if you look at it a certain way, she was even respectful about it. She was like,
Very much
well,
so.
even the dogs eat the
Even
crumbs from the
food.
master's table. She was saying, I don't need.
Yeah. Look
I
at
don't
this.
need
I found a
first
loophole
choice.
in
I
here.
just need healing.
yes.
I found a loophole in your analogy. and it's just like, well, okay, you got me.
Got me there.
Yep, you got it.
Man, I should have chosen something better.
Next time.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's
You win
it's,
some, you lose.
Right. It's very interesting. Like when you get into the Word and start talking about, going to the different books of the Bible and looking at these miracles and really studying them out and understand why they took place when they did, or why that person was healed when they did, and so we're going to get into this more, and as you can tell, it's very interesting, and it helps us want to look at it more, and that's how I want us to be about the Word of God. Find something, study it, get interested in it, and when you really think about the miracles that are recorded in the Bible, think about the miracles that are recorded in your life, and how when it happened, you went and told somebody. In the Bible, everyone knew who Jesus was because of what he did for them, and it just makes you be more interested in what goes on, and not just the miracles that happen in your life. What about the miracles that happen in someone that you knew, and you love hearing them tell the story about how Jesus healed their headache the same time that people started praying for them. That's a miracle. And I just hope that you get as interested in it as we are, as we're studying it with you. And I pray that it also helps you know that determination, the one with the issue of blood, she got to Jesus, and when she got there, she was different. And that when we have that determination, when we get to Jesus, things are going to be different. And so I hope you join us again next week as we talk about the miracles of Jesus. And I pray that you have a wonderful day and join us in our morning service.